Today I'm going to talk about Pandora's box. Now, once a friend of mine and an artist who came to do an internship in my studio told me that a friend of hers told her, "Oh, are you going to go to Nuñez workshop? Are you going to go to Nuñez? So do you know that if you touch your pain, if you get in deep contact with your own pain, you're never going to get out of it?" She was told this, and which is very interesting because, in fact, I believe, because of course, I mean, people who criticize my work don't tell me, so I would really like to know what people say about my work. So if you, by chance, hear from critics, please let me know. Anyway, to analyze this critique, this is very interesting because actually I believe that most people are afraid to touch that pain, and therefore they do everything they can to avoid it. I think that this is the influence of the positive thinking. The positive thinking has done so much harm. So much harm. It started in the 70s or in the 80s or in the 90s, I'm not sure. Anyhow, it has done a huge harm because people really believe that they always have to be strong and always have to be positive and they have to avoid the negative, which is not negative, it is natural, the negative emotions at all costs. And then they say you have to stay at a distance from the toxic people. So toxic people for a lot of people, toxic people are those who really express their feelings. Perhaps also, the negative people. You have to stay away from them, because otherwise it might be contagious, And of course it is contagious because if you avoid at all costs your own pain, when you see somebody else's pain, this is going to function as a mirror. And therefore that is going to make you be in touch with your own pain, which is a blessing. It is a blessing because we need to be in touch with all our emotions, with all of them. Carl Gustav Jung says all of the emotion, all of the unconscious needs expression regularly. So we need to let go, let out our feelings and find a way to let them out. The thing is that, of course, a friend of mine as well was scared to do this workshop and constantly escaping. And I told her, listen, you are escaping. And think that if you escape from your own pain, this is going to become, if we need to let go regularly our emotions, try to think what happens if you don't let them out. It's like shit, yeah? Shit has to come out. If it doesn't come out, what happens, You just get sick. You get sick. If you avoid your emotions, you get sick. The same way that you would get sick if you don't have a shit, yeah? Actually, I must say, I'm going to say something that it's my own theory, my own thought, because I've had 2 sisters dying from cancer, my father died from double cancer, and I've been accompanying people with cancer. I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to try and, this is not, by no means I am trying to make these people guilty of anything. No, not at all. But I think that cancer, if you really think about it, the cancer cells are rebelling against the rest of the body. Why should they rebel? Why should they rebel? Just think about it. Why should they rebel? Why should our cells rebel against each other? Well, why, perhaps, and that is only a thought, perhaps we are avoiding something, we are avoiding part of ourselves, we are rejecting part of ourselves, and this is totally natural. It's natural that we reject parts of ourselves. I've been doing that as well, but it's just I couldn't help but feel that way and concentrate on what I was feeling. That was perhaps the way that I was born, I don't know. But at the same time, I've also had periods in which I was trying to be strong and avoiding being. Of course, that is natural. Everybody does it. So it's not something to be guilty for. But what happens is that the positive thinking puts into our heads that we should be strong and we should be nice and we should avoid those feelings. And people do that because they honestly think that this is going to help them to get well and to be happy, you know. So people honestly do that and humbly do that. The thing is that we should perhaps tell people that, and this is what I'm trying to do, that avoiding feelings is not good for you. It's not good for you. And also that because we think, oh, all that pain, it must be huge. And in fact, it might be huge, but it is always better than you think. When you imagine the pain that you should be, your fear is going to make it bigger. Yeah, your fear of that pain is going to make it bigger. Because in fact, when you just, in the end, let yourself fall down and touch rock bottom, then you say, well, okay, it's when you are free and to experience that pain, then it's not so bad. It's not so terrible. Yeah. But if you constantly, for your whole life, trying to show publicly a good image of yourself, and inside you're burning with anger or with despair, with feelings that you don't allow yourself to express, then of course there is Pandora's box, and this can explode, and it can explode in many ways, but it can really explode. So please, let go, and transform them into art, transform them into a beautiful artwork. Transform your pain and your shit and your anger and your rage into a beautiful artwork, and do that constantly until you feel free, and until, it's like I said that in another video, I'm trying to repeat myself, but I think that this needs repeating, you know. If you let go everything, you will arrive to your inner core and to your oh, it's funny, yeah, to the inextinguishable inner fire. I just forgot for a moment. To the inextinguishable inner fire, to the core of your energy, the real core of your energy. And this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling the real core of my energy. I'm in confinement. I am on my own. I am single since 10 years ago. I had been suffering in the past for being alone, and now I can be alone. I'm happy to be alone. I'm happy with myself. Why? Because I'm using my method every day. Every day I'm recording these videos. I'm letting go all my even smaller emotions. I'm letting them go, and therefore the inner fire is out, and the inner fire is active, and the inner fire is inextinguishable. And the thing is that this inner fire can be shared, and this is what I'm doing, you know. I'm sharing this inextinguishable inner fire. So receive it, please, receive it, and believe me that you have to let go all your emotions, and then this inextinguishable inner fire, not only it will give you energy for yourself and it will make you happy, but also it will allow you to fulfill your mission and to do whatever you really are meant to do in this planet, so that we can build another kind of planet, another kind of world, another kind of society in which the planet is respected, another kind of society in which people's emotions and needs are respected and are a sign of something, and are a society which is focused on human needs, on authentic human needs, not fake human needs, but authentic human needs.